In the summer of 1816, old folk tales whisper of a terrifying anomaly. History books call it the year that snow fell in June, and the sun turned a sickly, ghostly blue. Across Europe and North America, communities woke up in the dead of July to find ice freezing their window panes and raging blizzards destroying their fields. The global climate had completely broken down. Superstitious townspeople believed the end of days had arrived, or that a cosmic curse had blotted out the sky. For months, no one knew why the world was freezing. The mystery of 1816 baffled the greatest minds of the generation. On a remote island in Indonesia, a sleeping giant had just awoken. When Mount Tambora erupted, it didn't just spill lava. It blasted over 36 cubic kilometers, or nearly 9 cubic miles, of pulverized rock straight into the stratosphere, creating a massive global blanket of aerosol sulfate acid. This microscopic mirror wrapped around the entire planet, actively reflecting solar radiation back into deep space. Without sunlight, global temperatures plummeted instantly. Rivers froze in the middle of summer, and crops rotted in the mud. It became known as the year without a summer, a grim reminder of how easily a single volcanic cloud can completely choke the Earth. Once the atmospheric shield was locked in place, the global climate system collapsed into absolute chaos. The Earth began to experience terrifying weather anomalies. Famine swept across the northern hemisphere as crop failures triggered the worst food shortages of the 19th century. In Western Europe, the rain simply wouldn't stop. It fell continuously for months, accompanied by a strange, persistent red fog that smelled of sulfur and cast an apocalyptic gloom over major cities. Riots broke out in the streets of France and England as bread prices soared out of reach, and as the darkness dragged on, humanity began to change not just how it survived, but how it dreamed. The oppressive darkness of 1816 left a permanent, haunting mark on human culture. During that bleak, frozen summer, a group of young writers gathered at a villa near Lake Geneva in Switzerland. Because the weather was too cold and stormy to step outside, they challenged each other to write the most terrifying ghost stories they could imagine. Sitting in the dark, trapped by the volcanic winter, an 18-year-old Mary Shelley channeled the gloom of the dying world to create her masterpiece, Frankenstein. The monster was born directly from the shadows of Mount Tambora. But the most chilling realization isn't what happened in 1816. It is what would happen if it happened today. Our modern tech-driven world is profoundly fragile. The massive concentration of high-altitude ash and aerosol particles would severely disrupt satellite communications, global aviation routes, and high-frequency data networks. We rely on advanced technology to control our lives, but we remain completely at the mercy of the Earth beneath our feet.